Hey guys, we want you to have the best mobility and shoulder strengthening equipment on the market here at Comal CrossFit. So we're going to take a few minutes of your time today to show you which tools to use for each and how to use them. It's important that you use the right tools, not only for your own safety, but also these things are expensive. Using the crossover Symmetry rigs, for example, a $300 setup for anything other than crossover Symmetry, in the end it's going to cost us. So it would be great if you use the mobility bands when it's time to use a mobility band, and crossover Symmetry when it's time to work on shoulder capsule strengthening.
The way we're going to use the orange band is going to be for shoulder activation with our internal rotators and our external rotators of our shoulders. First one we're going to do is we're going to get JR to step out to where the band is tight. He's going to keep his shoulder or his elbow down by his side, hand out to the side. He's going to come slowly into the middle part of his body and then slowly back out. This is going to work the internal rotators. For the next one, he's going to grab with his, keep facing me. He's going to grab with his left arm. He's going to start with it in the middle of his body, and this time he's going to come out to the side. This one's going to work our external rotators. As you notice, his elbow is pinched right to his side, making sure that he is activating just his external rotators and nothing else. So a bad one would be, so move your entire arm out. Coming out to the side, that's doing nothing for us. So making sure that we're keeping that elbow pinched to the side and just using our forearm to pull across the body is what we're looking for there. Next one, he's going to come up with the band up above his shoulder. Make sure that his arm is parallel to the ground, so shoulder up. He's going to start with it parallel to his head, and then he's going to pull straight in front of it. So straight down, just rotating his arm. Get a couple there. And next one, he'll face the post without in front of him, arm parallel to the ground again, and then come back up equal with his ear. All the way up. As you notice, he's not moving his arm, he's just moving his forearm. So he's really working those external rotators and internal rotators.
Don't do this.
So we're going to use the green band for mobility of the hips. First one JR is going to do is he's going to put one leg in the band. He'll take a big step out, keep the leg that's in the band straight as possible. He's going to lean towards the ground. You do not have to touch the ground, but lean till you feel a nice pull in the top part of your hamstring. And you're going to stay there for anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. All right. Next one is he's going to flip. Keep that same leg. He'll flip facing the post. If you want to, you can use an ab mat for your knee. You'll take a big step back, making sure that it is pulled enough tension that it's pulling your hips towards the post. You're going to let your hips fall into the post. So hips in. Good. If you want to make this a stronger stretch, you can reach back and grab your foot. So reach back, grab your foot. And then to take it one step further, you can grab your other arm and put it over your head. This is going to work our hip flexors. So these green bands can be used for shoulder mobility as well. We see members use the crossover Symmetry bands for these mobility movements. Crossover Symmetry bands should be used for crossover Symmetry only and to strengthen that shoulder girdle. Here's a couple quick movements that you can do to help loosen up the shoulder girdle. First one you're going to do, wrap your hand in the green band, take a big step back till you feel tension on the band, straight arm, head through, hold for 15 to 20 seconds, and then relax. Next one, turn around, hand over the head. You're gonna pull, you're gonna again walk forward till you feel tension on the band. Make sure that it's pulling through the tricep and lat area. And just sit and relax for about 15 to 20 seconds again. We're gonna show an assisted pull-up. So next what we're gonna do is you might need a partner for this. You'll pull it down, foot in the green band, try to keep your feet as straight as possible and cross them so that the band doesn't come up while you're doing this. We want lat activation, pulling straight up, and we're going to use that band to help us pull our chin over the bar and get that full range of motion that we're looking for in our shoulder. Once again, mobility bands for mobility, crossover symmetry bands for crossover symmetry.
Crossover Symmetry is a shoulder capsule strengthening program. This is the program, and it's broken down as follows. You have 7 movements. 3 of those movements are performed at eye level, and these brackets here are set at eye level. To move the brackets, you move the entire rig at the same time and use the carabiner to attach to the bracket. The bottom 4 movements are performed at knee level, at which time you'll move the entire harness down to knee level. From there, you have a recommendation for the resistance level of the cord, measured in H for high or heavy and L for low or light. So based on your skill level, novice, competitor, or elite, I just like to use it by feel. You'll use the recommended colors. So for the first movement, which is to be performed at eye level, I'm going to use my heavy recommended cord, which will be the yellow color. Every crossover symmetry movement, regardless of which 7, begins with a strong squat stance base. So my feet are shoulder width, spaced below my shoulders, and I'm evenly balanced. Slight bend in my knees with a vertical torso, just like Hunter's doing here. Always, the crossover symmetry, crossover is having the cables crossed. Let's show what happens when they're not crossed, Mr. Hunter. So we want to cross the cables, and you want to stand back enough from the wall to where there's just the beginnings of tension in the cables. Too close and you've got slack in the line. Too far and you've got so much tension that you can't even get out of the beginning of the movement. In this case, we're going to do the crossover row, and it's telling me in these 3 pictures what that should look like. Pay attention to the direction of the palms. In this case, the palms are facing down. I want to go from my starting position to the finish position while engaging my scaps, and you can see here he's squeezing the scapulas together, and he wants to hold that for 2 seconds before he comes back to the starting position. And here it'll say do this 5 to 8 times, and then we'll move on to the second movement. The second movement is the reverse fly. It's recommending a light band, so we're going to switch to the purple one. Same starting position, feet shoulder width, slight bend, straight torso. My bands are crossed over. My starting position to my finish, I've got elbows extended. I'm going to hold for 2 seconds and come back to the starting position. Again, repeat 5 to 8 times. The third movement, the crossover pull down. Heavy band is required. So back to the yellow in this case. Same starting position, bands crossed over. My finish position is down parallel with my knees and hips. Hold for 2 seconds, repeat 5 to 8 times. That finishes the eye level movements. Now we're going to move the rigs down to knee level. We're going to do the crossover 90-90 as pictured here. And as you can see, with the starting position, now I'm coming up from knee level. And I want to finish at right angles and then go through rotation and then back. Repeat that 5 to 8 times. Nice and smooth on these movements. There's no need to try and do anything jerking. This is intended to warm up your shoulder capsule and make it stronger. Crossover scaption. Hunter's going to turn around. Bands are still crossed over. Starting position is still the same. Palms are facing down, and he's going to go just before, right over top of his head. We're going to switch to the heavy band, do the incline press. Same starting position, cables crossed, and we're going to do an incline, maybe a little higher, for 5 to 8 reps. And then finally, the last movement, number 7, light band, same starting position, strong base, vertical torso, cables crossed. We're going to do crossover victory. Hold for 2 seconds at the top, 5 to 8 reps. This is probably the best modality on the market for shoulder capsule strengthening. And once again, folks, thank you for only using the crossover Symmetry rigs as prescribed. Everything else, we'll use the resistance bands.